If I was a judge, you would have to pipe some sunlight to those two folks for the rest of their life. They would never see sunlight if I was a judge or a jury on that particular case. Welcome. Thank you for being here. The talk continues on the Morning Scramble. My guest co-host today is Missy Paskey-Wood. You see her every Friday right here on the Morning Scramble with the Yavapai Humane Society, and you hear her every day on KYCA at 12:30 with the Pet Report. Missy, welcome.
That's true. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled.
Thanks. Every day on KYCA, and you talk about all the pets that are up for adoption.
We do. We talk about that, and I give people updates on what's happening at the thrift shop, or if there's deals at the spay-neuter clinic, and all that kind of good stuff too, and the happy stories. That's when I'm able to say, I mentioned this to you last week, and so-and-so went home, and here's his happy story.
The happy stories of when you make a match.
Yes, yes.
With us in the studio, Albert Golden. He's going to be talking about the upcoming presidential election. Astrology will be predicting the winner, as he predicted 4 years ago, right here on this show. Albert, welcome. Thanks for being with us.
It's good to be here.
Sedona Intensive in Sedona. How are things over there?
Doing really well. You know, she mentioned her job. My dog has a new book coming out April 21st called From the Dog's Mouth. And boy, is that going to be a barn burner. No, I mean, the weird thing is that, you know, you asked me to come on and talk about the GOP candidates, and, you know, he has a lot to say about all of them in his book. But
he's probably wiser than a lot of humans.
Yeah, but, you know, the wonderful thing about it is I never had a pet, you know, until 3 years ago. And he talks about the four-legged world versus the two-legged world. And he looks at the landscape, and I'm going to kind of start with that today, about how stupid two-legged people are. He just cannot get over the group of people running for president from the GOP.
Well, we won't deny it.
No, we can't. No one can deny that.
But I want to start by saying that, you know, Dr. Drew and Dr. Phil couldn't come. They're burnishing their egos. So I decided I would come on today and help you kind of go through the
What does astrology say about the GOP?
I want to really quickly say this. You know, Ron Paul is a Leo with the moon in Taurus, so that squares. You know, he's really kind of a one-theme guy, and beneath all that 77-year-old or whatever it is, he's kind of mean-spirited.
He's one-dimensional, kind of.
Yeah, but Newt Gingrich, see, is he's a Gemini, and he has the moon in Leo, and so those two things work rather well together, although he's really kind of full of himself, and, you know, he talks out of all sides of his mouth. You know, with Geminis, when somebody
That's Gemini.
I'm a Gemini, too. We're twice the fun, right? We've got multiple personalities.
But you're also not running for President of the United States.
And you can guarantee I won't.
But you know, John F. Kennedy was a Gemini.
Right.
A lot of people forgot that.
That Gemini is a lot of those extramarital affairs also.
Yeah, but also, you know, because he's so crazy now, you know, Mars is in Virgo until June. And Mars in Virgo makes people kind of wild and crazy. You know, you're going to see this play out, and I think that the thing will be over by then, but you never know what the Republicans are going to do, because actually they made a big mistake. They made a big mistake by making this a social issue thing. You know, I don't know who was doing the math over there, but, you know, 6%, more than 6% of the voters were women. And, you know, when they got into what they did a few weeks ago, well, you know, the man from Virginia, I believe, has changed his mind about that, because they're all trying to win elections. So I think that was kind of stupid to do that. But, you know, Newt Gingrich will grab at anything. That's what a Gemini does sometimes. You know, you try to please everybody and you please no one. Rick Santorum, this is where it gets very interesting. He has a Taurus sun and Aquarius moon. But what really is dangerous about him, he has Venus, Mercury, and Mars in Aries. So I like to call him Il Duce. You know, and somebody said, what does that mean? I said, well, take Latin instead of crochet in high school, and you'll find out that means, you know, Mussolini they called Il Duce.
Dictatorship type of feel.
Yeah, he's very dictatorial. He's really kind of like somebody preening. You know, he thinks that he's out to win everybody over. And the reason that the Republicans are having such a hard time is that people are so conflicted about what they really want, you know. And
they're all over the board. The Republicans
all
are
over the board. But
now, Santorum's looks really belie what you just said about him.
Yeah, but the thing is, I trust astrology. You know.
No, I know. I'm just saying that.
But I don't care what looks look like. I mean, I've been through so many
His
people.
persona really belies what
But
you
the
say.
thing that I'm trying to tell you, that if you listen to him, you know, who in the world does he think he is? He wants you to believe that the Christianity, or in his version of it, the Catholicism, he's not the Pope and he's not, you know, a priest. He ought to really get off that platform, but that will really be what sinks him. Now, the last one is Mitt Romney. He has the moon in Pisces and the moon in Scorpio. Well, you know, that's a lot of water, you know, particularly the Scorpio, but he has Jupiter conjunct the moon. You know, Hillary Clinton had a Jupiter effect, and that's why she went so far when she ran on the Democratic ticket. But I think Mitt Romney has an edge here because Neptune went into Pisces a few weeks ago, and it's going to stay there for 13 or 14 years. And the night of the election, you know, I'll do that. I'll come back and...
Right, it all depends on how those aspects are going on the day of the election, doesn't it?
But you know,
Yeah.
right now you think that Rick
Right.
Santorum has momentum. I want to remind the great unwashed that they went from Rick Perry to Herman Cain to, who was the other one?
Michelle Bachmann.
Michelle Bachmann.
Bachmann,
And
yeah.
you know, it was just the time to do a tick up, because confusion likes to go get angry when they're polled, you know, and so somebody ticks up. The one that will be the lasting will be Mitt Romney, and so I'm going to tell you that I
You're
think...
predicting he'll get the GOP nomination.
Yeah, and you know, today, I don't know whether you know this or not, but Fox News said that Barack Obama was up 10% over Romney or 11% over Santorum. Well, you can forget Santorum. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I think it's a very, and I don't want to give too much away because it's like, kind of like rushing everything.
Oh, come
but
on.
The election night is very interesting, and I'm going to tell you something. It's not quite the shoe-in that the Democrats think with Obama, but we'll come on again when we find out if I was right about Mitt Romney being their candidate. But there'll be a lot of confusion at the thing, you know.
Hang on, Albert, hold some of those thoughts. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, Albert Golden here talking about the GOP nominations and who will walk away with that. You stay right there.